They had grown up next door to each other, on the fringe of a city, near fields and woods and orchards, within sight of a lovely bell tower that belonged to a school for the blind. Now they were 20, had not seen each other for nearly a year. There had always been a playful, comfortable warmth between them, but never any talk of love. His name was Newt. Her name was Catherine. In the early afternoon, Newt knocked on Catherine's front door. Catherine came to the door. She was carrying a fat, glossy magazine she had been reading. The magazine was devoted entirely to brides. "Newt," she said. She was surprised to see him. "Could you come for a walk?" he said. He was a shy person, even with Catherine. He covered his shyness by speaking absently, as though what really concerned him were far away, as though he were a secret agent pausing briefly on a mission between beautiful, distant, and sinister points. This manner of speaking had always been Newt's style, even in matters that concerned him desperately. "A walk?" she said. "One foot in front of the other," said Newt, "through leaves, over bridges." "I had no idea you were in town," she said. "Just this minute got in," he said. "Still in the army, I see," she said. 7 more months to go," he said. He was a private, first class in the artillery. His uniform was rumpled, his shoes were dusty, he needed a shave. He held out his hand for the magazine. "Let's see the pretty book," he said. She gave it to him. "I'm getting married, Newt," she said. "I know. Let's go for a walk." "I'm awfully busy, Newt. The wedding is only a week away." "If we go for a walk, it'll make you rosy. It will make you a rosy bride." He turned the pages of the magazine. "A rosy bride like her, like her, like her," he said, showing her rosy brides. Catherine turned rosy, thinking about rosy brides. "That'll be my present to Henry Stuart Chasins," said Newt. "By taking you for a walk, I'll be giving him a rosy bride." "You know his name?" said Catherine. "Mother wrote." "From Pittsburgh?" "Yes." "You'd like him." "Maybe." Can you come to the wedding, Newt?" "That I doubt." "Your furlough isn't for long enough?" "Furlough," said Newt. He was studying a 2-page ad for flat silver. "I'm not on furlough." "Oh?" "I'm what they call AWOL," said Newt. "Oh, Newt, you're not." "Sure I am," he said, looking at the magazine. "Why, Newt?" "I had to find out what your silver pattern is," he said. He read the names of silver patterns from the magazine. Albemarle, Heather, Legend, Rambler Rose. He looked up and smiled. "I plan to give you and your husband a spoon." Newt, tell me really." "I want to go for a walk." She wrung her hands in sisterly anguish. "Oh, Newt, you're fooling me about the AWOL." Newt imitated a police siren softly, raised his eyebrows. Where from?" "Fort Bragg." "North Carolina?" "That's right, near Fayetteville, where Scarlett O'Hara went to school." "How did you get here, Newt?" He raised his thumb, jerked it in a hitchhike gesture. 2 days. "Does your mother know?" "I didn't come to see my mother." "Who did you come to see?" "You." "Why me?" "Because I love you. Now can we take a walk? 1 foot in front of the other, through leaves, over bridges." They were taking the walk now. We're in a woods with a brown leaf floor. Catherine was angry and rattled, close to tears. "Newt, this is absolutely crazy." "How so?" "What a crazy time to tell me you love me. You never talked that way before." She stopped walking. "Let's keep walking." "No. So far, no farther. I shouldn't have come out with you at all." "You did." "To get you out of the house. If somebody walked in and heard you talking to me that way a week before the wedding, what would they think?" "They'd think that you were crazy." "Why?" Catherine took a deep breath, made a speech. "Let me say that I'm deeply honored by this crazy thing you've done. I can't believe you're really AWOL, but maybe you are. I can't believe you really love me, but maybe you do. But I do. Well, I'm deeply honored, and I'm very fond of you as a friend, Newt. Extremely fond. But it's just too late." She took a step away from him. "You've never even kissed me," she said, and she protected herself with her hands. "I don't mean you should now. I just mean this is all so unexpected. I haven't even got the remotest idea of how to respond. Just walk some more. Have a nice time." They started walking again. "How did you expect me to react?" "How would I know what to expect? I've never done anything like this before." "Did you think I would throw myself into your arms?" "Maybe." "I'm sorry to disappoint you." "I'm not disappointed. I wasn't counting on it." "This is very nice, just walking." Catherine stopped again. "You know what happens next?" "Nope." "We shake hands. We shake hands and part friends. That's what happens next." Newt nodded. "All right. Remember me from time to time. Remember how much I loved you." Involuntarily, Catherine burst into tears. She turned her back to Newt, looked into the infinite colonnade of the woods. "What does that mean?" said Newt. "Rage," said Catherine. She clenched her hands. "You have no right." "I had to find out. If I'd loved you, I would have let you know before now." "You would?" "Yes," she said. She faced him, looked up at him, her face quite red. "You would have known." "How?" "You would have seen it. Women aren't clever at hiding it." Newt looked closely at Catherine's face now. To her consternation, she realized that what she had said was true, that a woman couldn't hide love. Newt was seeing love now, and he did what he had to do. He kissed her. "You're hell to get along with," she said when Newt let her go. "I am?" "You shouldn't have done that." "You didn't like it?" "What did you expect? Wild, abandoned passion?" "I keep telling you, I never know what's going to happen next." "We say goodbye." He frowned slightly. "All right." She made another speech. "I'm not sorry we kissed. That was sweet. We should have kissed. We've been so close. I'll always remember you, Newt. And good luck." "You too." "Thank you, Newt." 30 days, he said. "What?" 30 days in the stockade. That's what one kiss will cost me. I'm sorry, but I didn't ask you to go AWOL. I know. You certainly don't deserve any hero's reward for doing something as foolish as that. Must be nice to be a hero. Is Henry Stuart Chasins a hero? He might be, if he got the chance, said Catherine. She noted uneasily that they had begun to walk again. The farewell had been forgotten. You really love him? Certainly I love him, she said hotly. I wouldn't marry him if I didn't love him. What's good about him? Honestly, she cried, stopping again, do you have any idea how offensive you're being? Many things are good about Henry. Yes, and many things are probably bad too. But that isn't any of your business. I love Henry, and I don't have to argue his merits with you. Sorry, said Newt. Honestly, said Catherine. Newt kissed her again. He kissed her again because she wanted him to. They were now in a large orchard. How did we get so far from home, Newt? One foot in front of the other, through leaves, over bridges. They add up the steps. Bells rang in the tower of the school for the blind nearby. School for the blind. School for the blind, said Catherine. She shook her head in drowsy wonder. I've got to go back now. Say goodbye. Every time I do, I seem to get kissed. Newt sat down on the close-cropped grass under an apple tree. Sit down. No. I won't touch you. I don't believe you. She sat down under another tree, 20 feet away from him. She closed her eyes. Dream of Henry Stuart Chasins. What? Dream of your wonderful husband-to-be. All right, I will. She closed her eyes tighter, caught glimpses of her husband-to-be. Newt yawned. The bees were humming in the trees, and Catherine almost fell asleep. When she opened her eyes, she saw that Newt really was asleep. He began to snore softly. Catherine let Newt sleep for an hour, and while he slept, she adored him with all her heart. The shadows of the apple trees grew to the east. The bells in the tower of the school for the blind rang again. Chickadee-dee-dee, went a chickadee. Somewhere far away, an automobile's starter nagged and failed, fell still. Catherine came out from under her tree, knelt by Newt. Newt? He opened his eyes. Late. Hello, Catherine. Hello, Newt. I love you. I know. Too late. Too late. He stood, stretched groaningly. A very nice walk. I thought so. Part company here. Where will you go? Hitch into town. Turn myself in. Good luck. You too. Marry me, Catherine? No. He smiled, stared at her for a moment, and then walked away quickly. Catherine watched him grow smaller in the long perspective of shadows and trees, knew that if he stopped and turned now, if he called to her, she would run to him. She would have no choice. Newt did stop. He did turn. He did call. Catherine, he said. She ran to him, put her arms around him, could not speak.